This next speaker is near and dear to me just because of our fun conversations from time to time. But our next speaker is from Miami. He's been in business for almost 4 decades. I think he might know a few things about success principles in business. And he serves over 25,000 business owners, saving them more than, get this, he saved them over $60 million. How cool is that? So he has worked with Bill Walsh, Grant Cardone, and Tony Robbins, just to name a few. He has an Amazon bestseller, Increasing the Cash Flow While Drinking Coffee. He spends his time working with the Knights of Columbus, and he has a course, the Ultimate Business Launch Package, is showing his clients to how to 20 and 30 times their income with less stress and capital. So he is going to show you how to increase your cash into your business. So everyone give a huge round of applause here for Mr. Albert Corey.
So on with the show. By the way, my name is Albert Corey. Thank you, Dawn, for that kind introduction. She's always cool. Thank you for Bill for putting this all together and for you for showing up. But business owners, I got one question to ask you. What's the one? And by the way, before I get started, I like everybody's mic to be open because this is interactive. This is live. Put your cameras on, ask me questions because I want you to talk more than me. And anybody knows I can talk a lot. So business owners, what's the one thing you can use just a little bit more every month? I want your camera, speak up, put it in the chat.
Money and time. Yes.
There you go. What else? What else can everybody use a little bit more? All right. Is money, right? Y'all, I don't know about you, but at the end of every month, everybody, I could use an extra cash in my pocket. Yes? No, nobody.
Yes.
Thank you. Because I know I could use extra money every month. But guess what? I was just like you. When I started out, I didn't have anything like this. But then I started to figure out how to get it done. And this is why we started the Ultimate Business Launch Package, because I'm going to show you what we've been doing all the time. After working with over 25,000 business owners and saving them $60 million, I kind of know a little bit about how to make some money. Yes? Right? I think I know a little bit. But, guess what? I didn't start off this way. You see me on the national business stages. I just spoke with Power Team and Donna being the hostess of the mostest in front of 400 people with Miss Esperanza, who, by the way, she gives you the miracle. She'll get you out of sight, out of mind to make your pocket grow bigger. I've spoken business stages. I have 2 Amazon bestsellers. I've been in business for almost 40 years. But guess what? I didn't start out this way. Back in 1984, I was working in my parents' business until one day my mom comes up to me and says, Albert, yeah, Mom, go get your checkbook. I go, huh? Yeah, you owe the IRS. I go, who? Huh? Yeah, everybody's got to pay your taxes. Sorry. So from this point on, I went on a mission to make sure that business owners do not have those issues. And this is why we started our course, because I want to make sure that you start to pay less to the IRS so you can have more profits in your pocket. But raise your hand if you like to have more money at the in your pocket at the end of the month. Say yes. Come on, everybody. You can unmute, dude. You can have background noise. You can sing and dance. Everybody knows. By the way, just so you know, I have a real tax office. So if you hear the phone ring, my office jumping, buzzing. This is tax time. So you can jump and talk and everything because that's what we like. I like live in action. So that's why we started my program, because I want to make sure that everything happens, that you make sure you start putting money in your pocket. Now, here's one question I want to ask you. What would you do if you could make money instantly? Everybody like snap your fingers like you can have more pockets, right? If you have more money instantly, what would you do? Come on, everybody can answer. It's okay. I understand it's the first of the year.
Buy investment properties.
Thank you. Buy invest, that's great. Anybody else?
Real estate.
Thank you. But guess what? When we're going to show you about how you can get that money instantly. Well, one of the first things I'm going to tell you real quick is make sure you have a good accountant who can know all the tax deductions. Okay, you got to make sure this guy knows all the deductions. The best way I would always like to describe this is it's like you have a sharp knife. And just as we were talking, I thought about this the other day. I don't know, but you ever seen that Ginzu sharp knife commercial on TV where they take the knife and they cut the tomato in half, right? Right? Or the sharp knife, you remember? Well, let me put it another way. Have you anybody ever cut a tomato before? Say yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, yes. What happens when you have a dull knife? The tomato splatters, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Mush.
There you go, Miss Heather speaking up. Thank you, Miss Heather. So we can talk to you since nobody else wants to talk today. Well, that's what your accounting guy had to do. He's got to have this sharp knife. And by the way, I'm not after you guys. If you got your own accountant, that's great. That's wonderful. I'm just trying to show you have so much money in your pocket, you can now do whatever you want. And the accountant guy is one of them. So when you got that sharp knife, okay, he's going to make sure you can get everything done in the right deductions. I've been doing this for almost 40 years. Okay. So like we kind of know a few deductions or two. So make sure, whoever you're going to go to, make sure you know the deductions. Because let me tell you something. For all you guys who don't know that get the guy with the right deduction, I thank all of yous. Because guess what? I make a whole lot of money, but you go into the wrong people in the off season when you get those IRS letters and they're not there. So the next thing you got to do, make sure he's got a sharp knife. Make sure he knows all the deductions. Just because you go to certain places, I won't mention the big company names that I got my start with. It begins with an H and has the second letter in the alphabet. Okay. Just make sure whoever you're going to go to, they know all the deductions. Now, that you can ask him the questions. Because if he doesn't understand what a VA is, oh, by the way, while I'm here, what's everybody's, what do everybody does here? What's some of the occupations? I mean, Ms. Esperanza, we know what she does because she's been my buddy for a long time. We know what Dawn does. I want everybody to hear what you do for a living.
Music and entertainment.
Okay, entertainment. Anybody
Auto
else?
repair.
Auto repair, rental income. Oh, I know that. I have a bunch of apartments and houses, so trust me, I'm good at that. Physical therapy, I got plenty of those people who have their license and have clinics. Okay, so let's pick on Miss Heather. So whoever you go to, Miss Heather, do they know all the things you have to do to be on America's Got Talent to win the golden buzzer? You can pick up. Probably not, because you give me the look. No, of course not. And if you all are starting up and you guys are startups, Miss Tammy is also one of my good buddies. But here's another cool question. Did he make sure that he opened up a company for you? Because if you all got real jobs, one of the cool things I always used to talk about was let the IRS pay for to run your business. Because did you know, here's a great thing nobody knows about, that most people don't know that the IRS will pay for anything that moves your deduction forward. Anything. So if you're moving the deduction forward, it's a business. Okay? It's a business. So we'll make sure he knows the deductions. Like a lot of who are authors, Miss Tammy's a screenwriter, that if you ask them, I had to hire VAs, they don't know what it is. I had somebody even told me the other day that I saw at an event, oh, my guy said I can't write anything off anymore because I'm not getting an ROI. I'm going like, huh? Obviously, it's time to move on because I'll guarantee you every successful business has spent time and money, and I read a lot of biographies to make sure, because nobody, listen, if you can figure out how you can go and work with 147,000 clients, real quick, God bless you. I want to know this trick. I've been in business for 40 years. Because trust me, I went through a lot of cash and a lot of things, so I know it takes time and effort. So make sure your guy knows what the time and effort you're going to get. The second thing you want to make sure is, real quick, is, did you know that the IRS doesn't care where your corporate headquarters is? Raise your hand if you're not in the states of Florida, Texas, or Nevada. Everybody else, right? You're not in any of those 3 states. Say yes. We know where you are, Miss Esperanza. You're in Virginia. That's probably one of the worst states, right? For all the rest of you, guess what? There's this thing called state income tax that they're whacking the you-know-what out of you. Okay? Make sure the IRS doesn't care where your headquarters. You know how I know this? And raise your hand. You ever heard of a company called Walmart? Right? Y'all been to Walmart probably in the last 30 days, getting all your Christmas gifts and getting stuff ready for the holidays. Yes? Come on, everybody. Miss Heather, you can take off. You're smiling. So please humor me, okay? And take off your mic. And we see your smile. But there you go. So you can say yes, loud and proud.
Yes.
Well, guess what? They're based in Arkansas. So California and all the other 46 states that have state income tax, they're not getting of their revenues that they make. So why aren't you doing the same thing? If you got a business, I would tell you, make sure you open up a corporation in the 6 states that don't have state income tax. Raise your hand if you want to know what they are. Thank you. Well, join our class, Ultimate Profit Packages, and we'll show you how to get it done in a minute. And we're going to show you what states you are in. And I'll guarantee you it's going to pay dividends. Okay? But I'd like to thank Bill Walsh and the Power Team for putting on this amazing event. And for you guys for showing up, because, showing up is half the battle. Let me tell you about the little trick. And by the way, did you know that showing up is a tax deduction? Right? It's a tax deduction. Ask me why, everybody. Why is it a tax deduction?
Why?
Why?
Are you learning something today? Yes. Right? Who's the best tax guy? Gave you the best tips?
Albert.
Albert Corey.
So therefore, so now your house becomes a deductible. Your cell phone becomes a deductible. In our class, we're going to show you how your cell phone, your house, your internet, everything you do, the government will pay for you if it's set up right. And that's what we show in our program to make sure it's done right. Okay, to make sure it's done right. Now, let me tell you my main reason why I do this. I got 3 amazing kids. We got 3 kids, a wife. We've traveled the world. Raise your hand. How many times anybody ever been to Australia? I guess not. Well, I've been there 9 times. We've been on vacations together, go to the best games together. We went to Hamilton. We're going to South Beach for our Christmas party. But I have a funny story real quick. When you go to Australia, you go on vacation, what do people bring back? Right? Tell me what you bring back if you go to Disney World on vacation. Somebody.
Souvenirs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up bringing back a wife, okay, for 33 years.
Nice.
It's a souvenir that keeps giving and giving. Oh, sorry, Bahia. She just walked by. But anyways, my real passion, and anybody knows me, and Miss Franza knows, Miss Franza is one of my customers. She'll tell you I'm the real deal, right, Mrs. Franza? She'll tell you that my real passion is make sure companies start making good money and start increasing their profits, getting more ching-ching in their bank. Because without that money in your pocket, you can't buy that real estate. You can't buy that cool car. But you need more, not necessarily more income, because I can tell you the story about one of my guys who doesn't want to, he's got a an airplane part. He deposited $3.7 million, but his profit is 0.002%. He's like made like $60,000. So it's not how much you deposit, it's how much you make. And real quick, and getting back to the deductions, I can tell you the story real quick where I had a client come in, and this was crazy. He went, by the way, if you're going to come to me, tell me that the guy moved, you need somebody better. Don't tell me that the guy you went to died, because I hear that all the time. Oh, we're coming to you, this guy I went to died. Please don't tell me that. Tell me, come to me for any other reason. So the guy comes into me, he does his return, and he gets an IRS letter. He was a new guy, came off of Google, and the next thing I know, the guy didn't know any deductions. He owed $46,000. We then did an amended return, and here's one way you can start building credibility instantly. Even a picture, people who don't have their cameras on, want everybody take a picture on their phone and post on Facebook that I am learning from Power Team and thank Bill Walsh. Let me tell you why. You get so many people go, ooh, you're learning. And that's how you can grow your business. I'll show you how to do that. Okay? And people work with me. Donna knows. Donna's with me. We talk every day. It's the sponsor knows, right? Guys, listen, Donna and a sponsor, do I talk the talk or am I just a bullshitter? Tell them the truth.
No, you do it every day.
I do it every day, guys. TikTok, YouTube. But that's how I'm growing my business. That's how I can afford to hang out and travel the world.
So Albert, thank you so much for sharing all of your information and your expertise. So everyone give a huge round of applause here to Albert. Reach out to him. It's the real deal. And you can start saving millions, if not more, in your taxes by reaching out. So thank you, Albert.